we are so thrilled to have Dave Rose, former BYU basketball head coach, legend in Cougar sports history, with us on BYU Sports Nation. Coach, welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
You and I were joking after the game, more so me than you, that you are kind of like Tony Romo now when it comes to basketball and viewing things as an analyst, where you're going to, as a former coach, you're like, they're going to do this, and then they do that.
Yeah, and if they don't do that, you just don't remember that one. Okay? You just remember the ones that you said, oh, yeah, they're going to do this, and then they do it, and it happens, and that's the one you talk about. All the other ones you just let go.
How are you as a spectator? Are you kind of antsy as the former coach, or can you watch and relax?
I will tell you this. It's really, really interesting because I've been through so many different spectator moments. Being a spectator for your own kids is the worst, okay? I mean, because you want your kids, to do so well, and then you realize if it doesn't work, what's going to happen at home for the next 6 hours to get it back to normal. But being a spectator of this BYU basketball team, it's a lot more nerve-wracking than actually, being over there coaching, because you're involved in so many things, and in this one you're just worried about the next play, and you don't have any control over it. But it's fun. These guys have been terrific, and I'll tell you one of the really special things I don't think that gets talked too much about how good this team is. You look at the 7 losses that they've had and how they've been beat. I mean, my goodness, they've only been beat really maybe once or twice the whole year. And both those games were without their best inside player,
Against 1 seeds right now.
So what we're talking about is that this team, even when they do get beat, it's a tough out. I don't think anybody wants to run into this group. It's a dangerous group of guys. They've got depth. They've got experience. They've got a lot of talent, and they've got a roster that really works. I mean, just position-wise, those 3 guys coming off the bench they all bring you something different, but they all bring you the same thing, that they can all hit threes. I mean, Dalton and Connor and Zach can all come in with energy. Connor can guard perimeter guys. Dalt is a physical. He understands the system, both offensively and defense, as well as any player, on the team. And then Zach, the energy that he brings, the rebound, and then all the stuff they run with him in that pick and pop, and he's popping. He could hit 7 threes, 8 threes in a game. You take 3 guys off the bench that could all potentially have 20-point nights. I mean, that's a pretty good and just pretty good depth to have, plus the experience that these guys have been through.
Yeah, it's been a record-setting year for BYU shooting the 3. They've made double-digit threes in 14 games. That's never happened. You coached some outstanding three-point shooting teams. So to watch these guys, who you basically recruited all of them, do this and have it come to fruition this way, how is that emotionally for you?
Well, I'm just really happy for the guys. I think that it's you go into this, and I coached here for 14 years, and most of those years early, all the guys got that NCAA experience. They got a chance to go to the tournament, which is that's the special part of collegiate basketball, is to get into that tournament and get on that blue carpet and feel what it's like to go through the practice sessions, the media sessions, the shoot-arounds, what you wait for on game day, and you're in the locker room, and that game before you goes into OT. I mean, it's just crazy how special that is. And then the lights come on, and they're really, really bright. And sometimes that is way too quick. You get in, you play the game, you get eliminated in the first round. But most of our guys all got that chance, and without going for 4 years. I'm just happy that these guys are right in the mix right now. Finish this thing off like you've done all the 15 weeks prior, and just be consistent down the stretch, and you'll get in there and get a chance to enjoy that.
Projected as the 7th seed by Joe Lunardi right now. What do you think of that spot for BYU?
Well, the 7-10 game is usually a pretty fair matchup game, and then you get a 2 seed if you win, and then you hope there's upsets there, where maybe you catch a break. I remember back when we went to the Sweet 16, and we were playing Florida in New Orleans, and Pittsburgh ends up beating Butler. I mean, Butler ends up beating Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh, I think, was the 1 seed, and Butler was the 4 or 5, whatever. and you think that, we end up losing our game in overtime, but if we'd won, we're going to play the lowest scoring team in the NCAA against one of the highest scoring teams.
With Jimmer Fredette.
And VCU is sitting there behind them.
So you talk about being really close. And I think this team can think about those same kind of things because the way that the team's put together, the way that they play, the depth that they have, and then again the roster position that works for them. They play 4 guys out on the perimeter. That's hard to deal with. And there are times when there's 5. I mean, we played some minutes of that game the other night where there was no one in the post. Yeah. And it was all 5 guys spread out. And, you could see San Francisco with big Jimbo, trying to figure out where do I go here. And so it's fun to watch these guys, and I'm just happy for them.
Is there a seed line you don't like the 8-9 game?
The 8-9 is always, we had 2 of those, I think, and
3 of them, right?
Maybe 3 of them.
Yeah, you played Xavier and Texas A&M twice.
Yeah, and we didn't get past A&M either time or Xavier, but it just kind of it's interesting. After you have 8 invitations to the tournament, and you're always excited, and Selection Sunday's fun, but you want to get past Selection Sunday where your guys just go, okay, this is what we have. This is where we got to go. This is what we're going to do. And sometimes that seed line, now with this group, they'll all be ecstatic. It'll be fun to, to have a camera in that room and see how they all respond because they haven't been for quite a while. But, you want to have a seed that, lets you see it happening for you down the road.
Dave Rose with us on BYU Sports Nation. What do you feel like is the recipe to making this a special season? And you heard Jarom and I kind of give our opinions on the matter, but it's already been pretty remarkable. What makes it special? Well,
I think that you come into every season with these 3 main goals: win a regular season championship, win a tournament championship, and then get to the NCAA tournament and advance in the tournament. And I think that in any one of those 3 make it a special season for the players and the coaches. For the fans, I mean, you just heard the question from the guy. I mean, his answer: beat Gonzaga and get to the tournament. They didn't even talk about winning a regular season championship or a tournament championship. Those things are, they just don't mean that much anymore to fans. What means something to fans is getting to the NCAA tournament. And we've got this thing with Gonzaga here at BYU where Gonzaga has dominated this league. And so you beat them, and now you've really done something. And obviously we really understand that. And some of the most special nights as a coach here at BYU were the nights when we beat Gonzaga. It was funny. Most of them were up there. We only beat them a couple times here in our place. The win against Gonzaga in Denver, probably the best win, of all when we moved on to the Sweet 16 before we were even in their league. But I think that, to me, to make it really special, one of those 3 things need to happen. The one you have no control over, really, because Gonzaga controls their own destiny for the regular season championship. But it'd be really nice to go down to Vegas and win a conference tournament championship that we haven't won in, we're getting close to 20 years now.
20 years.
So that would make it really special, in my opinion. And then obviously you get to the tournament, and those memories will be so special for the team. And for the fans, all they want to do is once you get there is win, I remember we got beat 2 or 3 times in a row, and I think we went back-to-back against A&M, and my gosh, I was sitting there in my office wondering, we got to crank this up and do it again. I don't even know if it's just taking shots from everybody, and I got a letter in the mail from Lavelle Edwards, and he wrote me a personal note about how when he went to his first bowl games, when he got this thing rolling. And in the letter, I still have it today, read it, one of the paragraphs said, I was, so discouraged that I don't even know if I will. People giving me so much hassle about getting to the bowl game and then losing it. Inside of me, I thought, well, maybe it's better if we don't even go to a bowl. And, and I'm reading that and I'm going, I feel your pain, my friend. I can feel that. But what it was a great, and he said, hey, you're doing the right thing. You're doing it the right way. Hang in there. It's going to turn. And sure enough, we finally got in there and we're able to win a few NCAA tournament games.
And that kind of run can last for a long time. We're still celebrating that run to the Sweet 16. We're still celebrating the national championship.
Yep.
Tied ever, you know what I mean?
Well,
Those can
absolutely.
last a long time.
Absolutely. It's the celebration for fans is nice, but the celebration for the players and those teams, this group that Sweet 16 team with, we headlined Jackson and Jimmer, but I mean, what a team that was as far as just a mix of guys. And it'll be 10 years here, I think, next year. And Jackson and Jimmer got a big reunion planned, and so we're excited to all get back together.
Nice.
That's going to be really fun. And those are things that are really special as far as this opportunity, this profession that you're in, because those things, they last forever.
I'm glad you brought up the team aspect, because Charles Abuo and Noah Hartsock and Brandon Davies is a big part of that team. There were so many.
Logan Magnuson
for crying out
saved
loud.
the Wofford game.
Let's go, man.
Greatest. I mean, it was those guys, and every time you see him, the first thing you do is you look at each other and you just smile. I mean, it's just like, it doesn't really matter to me what you've been doing, and it doesn't matter to them what I've been doing. We know what we did, and that was really fun. It was really fun,
Why do you feel like this team this year has maybe some of those elements that special team has?
Well, I'll tell you this, that there's a feeling around a team that where personal agendas get set aside. And then there's sometimes when you're coaching a team and you're fighting those personal agendas all year long. And it works, all right, and it still happens, but it's not nearly as enjoyable. And from my opinion, from the outside looking in, it looks like all these guys have taken these personal agendas that maybe they've come here with, and they've got to their senior year. When I was a junior college coach, it was every junior college coach, you'd see him and you go, hey, what do you like about freshmen? Well, freshmen are excited, they got energy, they're passionate, but they want everything. They want to be the player of the year, they want to be All-American, they want to be first team All-League, they want to score, sophomores just want to win, and there's something similar to that with seniors and with this team. You got a group of 7 guys that put their heart and soul into this thing, and it looks to me like winning is the top priority for every one of those guys. And you take a guy like TJ Haas, who could score 30 points a game every night. I mean, he could. The dude's got an unbelievable game, and he knows how to do it. But he's one of the most adaptable players on this team. When Yo's not in, his scoring numbers are off the charts. When Yo's playing, his assist numbers way up, and he yields to what's best for the team to make it happen. And that's true with Jake and with Alec, and I mean, it's and Yo's the guy that it's just we've had him in, we've had him out, we've had him in, and hopefully, we all talk about, it's going to be so great when we get to play Gonzaga with Yo. Let's all just hope that we get to play Gonzaga with Yo and see make that actually happen. Because we've had some wild things happen here, and you just hope that happens, and hope it happens twice. Hope we get him here in our place, and then hope we get him down there in Vegas and have a chance
in their other place
to see how that all plays out.
Yeah. At Ames Flames, which is a woman, she's Amy. She says, Dave Rose just mentioned me on BYUSN. He referred to me as the guy, but I'll take it.
Okay. I missed who it was from.
Okay. It's hard to know, right?
Yeah.
Hard to know.
That was a great question, by the way. One of the best questions ever, I think, submitted.
That was great.
Seriously, you just made her day. Again.
She loved it. Yeah.
Coach, great to see you. We'd love to see a lot more of you.
All right. Thanks, guys. I look forward to getting more involved in broadcasting some games. I hope I can find a way to stay courtside and do some analytics. I'm not that good with numbers, but I'm pretty good with seeing what's going on, and I'm excited to get started doing that.